will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based.
Hi Seema, hi Syria, and hi Princess. How are you?
We're good.
Hi,
How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So welcome, guys. This is a Q&A session on every Saturday. We do it on EB1A. If you have any questions, please write to us. If you have want to join the program, reach out to Seema, Princess, or Syria. And here it goes. So, what questions do we start today, actually, Syria? So, would you like to start?
absolutely. So to start off, we have a future question. That is, what truly qualifies as internationally or internationally recognized award? For example, would industry-specific accolades, graduate fellowships, or niche prizes be sufficient?
Well, before I jump to the response in terms of what is sufficient and what is not sufficient, let's understand again. I always like to go back into the root actually that the objective of green card is that you have risen one of the top percentage in your field of expertise. Now, anything that you say or present has to be a manifestation of that. Otherwise, it will not serve the purpose. So when you say that industry specific accolade means did you get it or your company get it? That's the whole thing. Okay, now for example, if you are in finance and you get an award for the best financial planner of the year by a third party outside your company, it might be considered. Let's put it that way. Okay, but if your company is giving you, it is not. If it is given to the company, then it is not. And definitely, graduate fellowship is definitely not the right way to do things. Let's get that in order. It won't be the right things to do because that is just showing that you are. I mean, the idea is that you need to show that or prove that you have arrived. And also, another important aspect is that try to avoid a vanity awards because they truly kind of you have to pay or you have to go because truly awards are given to people who have achieved something and they are bestowed upon you. It's not something by because of a routine work that you are doing, being part of an ecosystem that you are getting. I mean, like in generic in English language, we use a lot of words like he was awarded a patent. Okay, but that may not necessarily fall into an award because that might be an original contribution in that case. Okay, so you need to kind of understand that. Answering your question specifically, it needs to be truly a matter of impact and a true recognition. Actually, it cannot be just a bought. A true awards cannot be bought. So I would say that. There are some partly yes. I think I have answered the question. Industry specific accolades as long as it is directed towards you, and graduate fellowships or niche prize, I think we have to get into very specifics. If you have a specific question, please write to us and we'll be happy to respond to you. Okay, so that's how I would like to say that. So what's next, Princess?
All right, so for the next question, how does your coaching program differ from an attorney only approach, and how do you collaborate with attorneys to strengthen petitions?
Wonderful. I think that's a very incisive question. Let's understand that when you file a petition, somebody who is, if you are already ready and are ready to file the petition, you have all your evidences in order, you don't need a mentoring or a coaching, then this program may not serve you. Then you should hire a good attorney who can learn to present, who knows how to present your case and who had a lot of success stories. I think that's the best way to do that. Okay, so that makes it pretty simple there. But let us say, for example, we typically talk about three phases in your EB1A journey. The first is that you have to kind of scale up your own knowledge base. Actually, that is the first thing. And second is profile building. That's also equally important. And then you try to create an outreach. Then you try to talk to USCIS. Then what kind of evidence to be ready? What kind of expert opinion letter should be there? How should recommendation letter should be structured? how to present your case, how to work with an attorney. That's a coaching part of it. And Nextly is an integrated coaching establishment as well as a legal firm. So once you complete the coaching program and ready to file, now here comes a interesting part that we become a one-stop shop. Either you want us to file your petition, we can do that for you as part of a separate legal services. Or if you have your own attorney, it could be a company attorney, it could be kind of any external attorney, or if you want any other attorney, we can help you for that. We'll be happy to collaborate in terms of how to present your case. So we have a lot of attorneys supporting our students for this particular purpose, and we are happy to kind of help you with that. Okay. So that's how the entire structure is based. Actually, that how do we collaborate with attorneys in that case? So wonderful. So Seema, what's the next question?
Next question is Ranjeet. I am on L1 visa right now, and my employer is not supporting me for a green card. Can your program still help me strategize and position my profile for EB1A even without the company's support?
I mean, this dwells into two parts actually. Number one is that if you are, I mean, by the way, I mean, if it is based on the premises that if you have to not in the USA and you have to go back to India, something related to that, because I do sense that somewhere. If that being the case, there is no problem actually still, because you can apply from anywhere in the world to get this EB1A visa. So that's the first thing. But if it is stemming from a criteria support, that I'm doing a critical role and employer is not supporting, then you will need to get a support from your managers who might be aware of or who would have a locus understanding to kind of talk about your role, responsibilities, and the activities that you have undertaken. Because then you may not be able to go for a critical role criteria, because we are talking about an employer. I mean, I'm yet to see a person. I mean, honestly speaking, I'm yet to see a person in the program or otherwise who would not have gone through a critical role criteria. People may choose not to go through salary criteria, but I'm yet to see a person who has not gone through the salary critical role criteria, because most of the people who are in the program and who are applying for EB1A are the people who are on work visas. Now you are spending practically every waking moment, almost, or 1/3 of the day for your company. So there's a lot of effort over the past so many years, a decade or 5 years, 8 years, 10, 20, 15, whatever, has gone into working for different employers or your employer. Now, ignoring that is definitely not the best thing to do, because your impact will derive from there. Now, how to kind of navigate through the process is a different level of art. We have had situations, and we did guide some students to kind of look out for the most optimal option in this particular case. We can help you, but definitely, I mean, it would be a function of the fact that you would need a, kind of letters from your managers or supervisors. Okay? So that would be my response to it. So, Syria, let's go for the next question.
Yes. The next question is, how do you help someone identify which of the 10 EB1A criteria best aligns with their professional background?
Oh, it's a very deep question actually, and I don't want to kind of simply respond to this based on criteria. Let us say. I mean, because I'll never like to make people fit into the lens of the criteria. So what I will do is that I will kind of tell you how I look at this whole concept of criteria, because getting yourself educated from EB1A jurisprudence perspective, the philosophy of EB1A, that why there are 10 criteria, from where they're emerging, is very important. Okay, so I will be kind of talking about that also. Now, let's say, for example, somebody has an X years of experience, and just take hypothetically 10 years of experience. And somebody is earning an X amount, let's say 200K. Now, if you look at all his past salaries and bring it down to present value and take an average of this, we have seen that on an average, the salary, whether you take a mean, median, mode, or is roughly around 150K. So 150K has been the earning, even if on the present value basis. Now, if somebody has been kind of working for, say, 10 years, it means the person has in totality earned $1.5 million. Now, we all know that if somebody works for X company at X and let us say Y salary, definitely, the company would expect a return of 20 times. So it means that the person, by drawing 1.5 million salary, has already created an impact of roughly, $3 million, $30 million. Now here comes a question that can you isolate into various things of the achievement or a professional success in your life, for which you are very proud of, or you think for which you have been paid by virtue of your expertise, which had a maximum level impact. Now, typically, this would be around 15 to 20 items would be there. Then we would put criteria into them. Actually, we would look at that work from the lens of the criteria. Now, for example, we had somebody who was a product manager and working with one of the largest foreign US bank actually. And then during the working in the US bank, he had kind of helped prepared an app which which was sold by the bank outside to some private equity for at $100 million valuation with a 2 million customers. Now, when we realized it, that this we could help place that thing into, let's say, for example, we could easily say this, there's an original contribution. Now, like this, we have to kind of look at a granular detail of the impact of every work that he or she has done, and then try to see what criteria, and if there are any gaps, we try to help them. So we follow a 4-step process called done process. So first is one, defining your expertise and trying to kind of look at the criteria which will best resonate with you based on your expertise, based on your work. So two people with the same expertise, based on the evidences and the record. For example, now this particular person was able to successfully get all documents in order. This had happened 3 years back actually, when he was working for 6 months. He had kind of working with a team to create this kind of an app. So he could get all evidences, even from the presently it is available on the App Store also. So he could kind of get from the CEO of that company also the letter which was sold off to a third party about his contribution. Now, and what was the nature? He could prepare a 30-40 page document on that. Now, suppose if he would not have been able to do it in terms of those evidences, then this would be simply a kind of critical role. Okay. Now, suppose if he is able to do this, but not the letters, but about his work, which is being spoken about with his name, then media. Then the same thing, if he is able to write an article and generalize a theory which can help a lot of other people, and some journal, a peer-reviewed journal publishes it, then it could become a scholarly article. If he had got an award for that particular purpose, which the company had got it, not he, so we did not use it, but we used it as just as an information, then in that case, that could have become in the award category also. So there are various kind of tools, ways, and evidences that you have to see that what works best depending on the person. But definitely what I have seen in people that who have normally a 10 years experience, there is definitely some kind of an original contribution. There is definitely a critical role. There is definitely a salary fulfillment. If they have kind of done some prior work, they are invited, they have collaborated with universities. Remember, our job is to pick up a somebody who feels that he is not ready yet. Also, we have seen somebody from the program. I think they have realized that after a little while that they are much closer than what they actually believed in. So that's the way I think it has worked. So I hope that answers the question actually. Okay. So Princess, let's go to the next.
Perfect. So another anonymous user asks, hey, if someone doesn't yet have major awards or publications, what are the most effective ways to strengthen their profile organically? Do you offer this type of support within the Next League program?
Yes, of course. But let's understand one thing, that EB1A and impact is not a function of applause by an award. You see, there are a lot of people who may not have got any award yet. They silently have been working in their field of expertise and got it actually. So support is to kind of learn to, there are 3 dimensions of success for your EB1A. The first is you have to be an expert. Remember one thing, we don't teach you your expertise, but we tell you how to present it and how it might resonate with USCIS. So if you are not an expert, we want you to become an expert. Okay. So that's how I think that is the first thing. Second is we teach you immigration. Okay. So that's the second part of it actually. And the third part is we teach you how to present yourself. So there are three things which are concurrently happening in a program. Okay. So that's how it is. Now, Syria, let's take the next question.
Yes. So another aspirant asked, what are the common mistakes people make when trying to build their EB1A profiles without guidance? I see a lot of things online pointing to adding memberships and banking on the high salary. Are these even effective to use in an EB1A petition?
Okay, I will answer this question in two ways without naming anybody or any agency or something. Number one of the biggest mistakes that people would do is trying to fit into the criteria. That I said, you don't have to fit into criteria. At the first place, you may not have to do things which you may not be requiring to do. So depending on the criteria, if somebody is a product manager, I mean, in your somebody who is in the top of that field of expertise, would he really go for awards or papers or something? You have to analyze that. So that would be a first kind of a mistake that people do. And second mistake, and that's the biggest mistake which I've seen people doing, is going for a done for you services. For EB1A, you have to be, there is a very subtle line differentiating between what constitutes a professional development expenses, something that you incur, or you hiring a ghost writer to do something for you, or you trying to do something which you at the first place should not be doing. Understand that. So, if you hire somebody or somebody is doing things for you, it will not be the best idea actually, because USCIS will definitely be tracking that. Okay. So these are the two major mistakes what people have seen. So, Princess, let's take the last question now.
All right, so for the last question, how can memberships, conferences, or associations be leveraged to support EB1A petition? Should I be focusing on this since I have a professional career as a data analyst in my current role?
Okay, now when you talk about membership, I think one of the things is that always remember it's not about you touching the water. Let us say there's like all the criteria like water and you are supposed to fulfill them, doesn't mean that you kind of go and touch them and put your feet into the water actually. Oh, I got this membership, so I have fulfilled this criteria. No, that is just a beginning actually. The idea is that how deep you are, what is the impact because of your membership, why you got that membership, what have you done after you became that member. The idea is that these criteria are only a lens to look at your profile. Try to understand this. I mean, some people think that, oh, I became a member of so-and-so organization, and as if everything is a reward. I got a journal published, so it's a more for reward and award. I mean, not an award, but more like a recognition. No. I mean, I always tell people that EB1A is actually not about you. EB1A is about the impact that you have created. So, I mean, I would just like to, this is very important for a mind shift here when it comes to the entire EB1A jurisprudence. Okay, that this is not about you. Touching the criteria is not sufficient. Just working with the top company, having a PhD, having a qualification is not sufficient. Okay, so that's all I have, for the day today. Enjoy your Saturday, and guys, if you have any questions, reach out to Princess or Syria, and we'll be happy to kind of take up your questions. And if you want to join the Next League program, also reach out to us, or you can give it in the comments, and we'll be happy. And if you have more questions also, please reach out to us, and you can come in the show here, and we'll take a live session, or we would be happy to kind of help you respond to your question. So wish you all the best and have a wonderful day, friends. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or need personalized guidance, please reach out to us. We are here to help you every step of the way in your journey towards achieving your American dream. Let's connect and make it happen together.